So we'll go ahead and get started on tonight's meeting. Would you call roll call, please?
Nelson.
Here.
Reed. Here. Cochran.
Here. Alright, so can somebody wanna make a motion to approve our minutes from the December 27th meeting?
Make a motion to approve the minutes of December 27th.
I'll second it.
Right, so we can just start going reading
Oh,
through the old minutes.
That's right. Didn't think we had to go through and do that.
Oh, well, as you read them, and then we'll kind of discuss on a few things.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started. Under old business, basically we had the motion, or we discussed about having the attorney prepare an ordinance to add the unpaid ordinance fines to water bills. If the fines are not paid, the water can be shut off. Committee agreed to place this on the agenda. I believe that was
Taken care of.
passed,
Yeah.
and so that one's good to go. Alright, so we'll move on to, under new business. Committee discussed looking at ways to fund the tornado siren if the new siren will be enough for the entire city to hear.
Well, okay, so I got a quote from Craig Antana, and it's $29,000 for a new one. The fire department is not really interested in having a new one put at the fire department. And what I was thinking was possibly using TIF money for it. We didn't appropriate enough. We didn't appropriate $29,000. So even if we could, we would have to amend that, and we can't take money from general revenue to put into TIF. Now it's something we can think about next year, but basically we're going to have to think of either moving it to the GSI area or out to the cemetery area, for that other end of town. So I'm just going to kind of say maybe just table it for right now.
Well, I had called and talked to the EMA director in Christian County actually this morning.
This morning, okay.
And he gave me the name of the person that handles their sirens, their purchases. There's
Yeah.
one guy that handles everything. I specifically called him to ask about if he knew about any grants since our other two got rejected. He's going to do some checking into it with their people there and find out and get back to me. He gave me the name of the company that Christian County buys all their stuff from.
Oh, okay.
It's American Signal Corp out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I hadn't really I tried to call Rich Holmes, is who the person at Christian County that handles it. But I wasn't able to get a hold of him, and I went just on their website for just a few minutes, but I don't know.
Well, it's something we can continue to work on.
Yeah, I know we had talked about seeing if we did have to go with two, that maybe we would talk to GSI and see if they would do some kind of agreement that if we put one of the two basically right on top of them so they could hear it through the plant, then maybe they would help cover some of the costs. And then maybe put the other one out somewhere on the west side of town in Hamon. But according to their website, they come out and do like a site survey, and they tell
Really?
you where the siren
Should be. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll look into that.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So the committee discussed possibly looking into chargers for electric vehicles. We'll look into that some more. Is
Yeah,
there
I haven't heard anything.
new on that from you guys? We received a bill for the pump repair at the Leafland Lift Station. Cost was $17,000. That was handled. Closing on the slag pile is scheduled for December 30th. Cost was $1,800. That's handled. We need to replace some of the decorations out front.
And Dana bought some. She it was like $25. It wasn't very much.
Cool.
I bought 400. Do you remember?
There's little Christmas trees.
Yeah. What did I say? Candy cane? I don't know. Well, anyway, she bought little Christmas trees.
Cool. Treasurer Palmer has had some various issues with her laptop, and the hard drive is replaced. Is that good to go? Cool.
Seems to be looking okay for now.
Cool. Salt truck needed to be repaired or replaced and will not be usable this winter. We discussed whether the city should start looking at a replacement truck or if if we need to make repairs and get by with the truck we had, with the estimated cost of about $2,000. We did ask if any of the MFT money could be used. Is the truck good to go?
It's good to go. It's been fixed with the spreader and everything that we use for the leaf vac, but the other one is basically dead. That we're essentially going to have to cannibalize it, use it for parts.
So do we want to think about maybe looking at a new
It's
truck?
something down the road we can think about. Right now we're good for
Okay.
this winter. Maybe something to think about during the summer, the
Okay.
spring and summer.
I didn't know if that
With the
was
new
something.
budget.
Yeah, with the new budget, and I think that'd be the best thing, so we kind of know going forward. Because it could even be, even move Jack's truck over to streets, and, get a new one for Jack. It's all sorts of different angles we can go. But it is good if we have a major snowstorm, our roads will be plowed and salted. So.
Well, I know with the high cost of used cars, trucks are ridiculous to begin
Yeah.
with, but, so, all right. Committee reviewed a bill from Burton's for maintenance on the duck truck. Cost was $2,200. That was handled. All right, so we'll go ahead and get to this one. So the new state law was passed allowing non-home rule communities to charge $250 per gaming terminal. The city currently charges $25. So we had sent it to the council. We probably didn't really talk about it enough before we sent it to the council, so the council sent it back. So we'll talk about it tonight and kind of agree on something before we decide what to do. I thought the best way to do this is just go around the committee and have each person just kind of give their position and what they think on it, so we can kind of get a sense of where everybody's at, instead of just throwing ideas out. Anybody want to go first? Anybody care?
Well, I'll start it. Ms.
Okay.
Renee's here, and she spoke
At
at
council.
the council meeting, and I fully agreed with her. We're happy to have her business in town, and I don't think it's too much to ask to keep things the same at $25.
Okay. Joe?
I piggyback on Selena. I think that we should leave it at $25. At this point, if we don't raise it to $250, if we raise it minimally, it doesn't benefit the city at all, because we're gonna pay more for attorney costs, rewriting the ordinance, just to raise it even by 100%, which is even quite drastic based on what we talked about at council. So I see no reason right now, given that we're still in the pandemic, to raise that fee for the trouble that's going to be worth. I think we need to be inviting more businesses into Assumption, as opposed to raising fees to discourage businesses coming here. So, I'm opposed to it. So I say we take it off the agenda until, kick it down the line, maybe when the city blows up and we got a bunch of businesses here and a bunch of wealth coming in and no pandemic
We got the
and
electric
we got
cars
money.
coming in.
We got
the
some
going
extra
good.
money, yeah.
Yes.
And some customers coming into the town
Yeah.
to be able to benefit these businesses, because I just don't see the point right now, so.
I am 100% the same position. I had done some of the math on it when we first had talked about it, and roughly between the three, if we maxed it out, you're talking about $3,300 in revenue. But, and I'd asked Janet, our costs associated with doing a license and doing any of it is minimal at best. I think just the message it sends alone, that the city, I don't want the city to be any way, shape, or form anti-business or even non-business friendly, and I don't think $3,400 is worth any kind of the message. And plus, with the times and everything going on, there's really no backing for it other than the state basically just said, if you want to raise your revenue, just go ahead.
Right.
So,
Thank you for bringing that to
Yeah.
our attention too, so much.
You're welcome.
so I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, actually, I talked to Rick and I talked to Friendly, and then also Andrea at Freedom, and they were all in the same thing. They did not want it raised, and I said I'm perfectly content with that. So.
Okay. So I think we'll just basically put this aside till times are better, and we'll we'll know when the time comes.
Time
and worry
comes,
about it
that's
then.
exactly right.
Okay, cool.
Start
Thanks.
seeing a bunch of millionaires in town.
And we'll keep the
Mhm.
businesses apprised too next
Yeah,
time. if we
yes.
decide to do
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that was kind of
Give
a
you more
blind
of a heads
side.
up, so
Yeah, it was.
have whoever reach out, whoever's in your alderman,
Sure.
in your ward or whatever, will come have them reach out to you.
Okay.
first, so.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Mhm.
So next on the agenda, Mayor Page informed the committee regarding the enterprise zone allowing Kincaid to expand. I believe
Yeah, we got that taken
we
care of.
took care of that. City was asked to participate in the hometown radio tour January 10th. Cost would be $300. We decided January wasn't really a good time, so that was just kind of tabled.
And we told them, and they said that's the only time they can do it, and I said, oh well.
Hallway copier was ordered in July, still had not come as of last meeting. There's the same model as Staples.
Well, I kind of want to talk about that because I know some things have been brought up on when you guys get your information at council on spending money on toner and paper. Let Janet know how you want. If you want email, Janet can email it to you. Or if you still want the paper, it's just that some people's been raising some concerns on the price of supplies and everything, and I'm trying to give it to where you guys got all the information that you need.
Yeah.
But if you feel that there's a different way to help save down on that, then you're more than welcome to mention it to Janet.
I see it from our county. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's just ridiculous, but there's no.
I mean, it's the cost of
There's
doing
nothing
business as a government body, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
So what did you find out if Staples had that copier in
Staples
stock?
didn't have it, and Striglo's, they keep promising it'll be here in a week, and it hasn't showed.
I hope it'd be nice if they give us a discount or something for
Yeah, they
7
might
months
push for
late.
that.
Yeah, you've had that in since like July of last year, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the website, we paid the bill, got that taken care of. The website is actually online. It's cityofassumption.org is the official domain name that we got control of. We got control of the City of Assumption, Illinois YouTube page for the meetings, and we have 2 of the meetings that are up and on it now. I talked to the Assumption newspaper today. They're going to do a story probably this week or next week, kind of just, and she was going to try to get a screenshot of the new homepage as well.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to probably do a little story on that. It's
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 nice.
done. It's
really
ready to
nice.
go.
It's
Look
nice.
at it.
So it takes care of that. So now the mowing. So we had talked about this last month, and we wanted to take it to streets and kind of talk to them a little bit. So I kind of piggybacked a little bit on Candy's numbers. So we had spent about $6,700. We had kind of thought it was 5 sites, but Darren said it's actually more like 8 or 9, that some of their billing, they condense it down, and like 2 sites are in one line. So I went through and figured it up. Within 50 cents, it costs about $24 per location per time they mow. Just if we have a city employee do that, city employee wages alone would be $23 and almost 45 cents. That's no maintenance, no gas, no anything. That's just salaries. So I can't see any feasible way that it would benefit the city to take it over. I know Darren said there's 2 or 3 sites that we would have to buy
A
equipment.
special mower for like the slag
because
pile.
there's no way we can do it with anything we have, and just cost effective wise, there's just no. I don't see any way we can do it ourselves, even remotely. So
Mhm.
I think that at least we revisited it, talked about it, checked it over, and we should be good to go. Have we heard anything if they were going to request any changes in rates or anything? Because
I have not. No.
I'm pretty sure when that was
Their bids have
bid,
stayed the same for, I think since we
Years,
started with them.
yeah.
Okay.
They've stayed the same, they've never went up luckily, so.
That's good.
cool. I just wondered because I figured I didn't know how far back that was budgeted out, but I'm sure gas wasn't $3.50 and going on
Right.
$4 a gallon like this year's.
Right.
All right. So sewer disbursements, we had Petersburg Plumbing, 685,364. Engineering, 12,346, for a total of 697,711. Do we?
No, we're done with
Yeah.
that. We'll have another one
Yeah.
later tonight we'll talk about. And then you can go to the audience. We'll start from there.
Anybody in the audience like to add anything, and then we'll do anything from the rest of the committee? Brian, do you have anything?
Yeah, I have a bunch. If you guys, do you have anything?
Go ahead.
Okay, are you sure? Okay. So, I have two bids one's from Locked and Loaded, one's from Powder Keg for the pistols that we'd like to get on the agenda for this coming month. That way we can order them as soon as possible. One's for 610, one's for 760. I can pass those around. So we're looking at doing those. They both give us the same trade-in allowance of $250 per pistol for the ones we have. The ones we have are used. We purchased them used from one of the vendors there. So if there's questions, let me know on that.
Lock and load. Good one.
Yeah, they both did a really good job. I was really impressed with them. So
Where's Powder Keg? Oh, Taylorville.
Taylorville. Yep. We were just over there last week shooting, so they both are very good to us. So
Is that the one right where you turn?
it's just north of the sheriff's office. So
Oh,
you turn at McDonald's and you come back. It's like 2 blocks,
Oh, okay.
It's right on the corner.
right on the corner there. Yeah, right before the gas station, on that side of the west side of the square there.
Okay.
So whatever you guys want. If you need a round table, that's fine. Either one, we have to let them know so they can get them ordered. They don't. It's not something they carry. So
Okay. We'll get that approved.
Good.
yeah. So just.
Now, this 610 and 760 is with the 250 trade-in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I guess not.
So
I see
that's a good, really good deal.
Same
for-
guns from both places.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
same from both. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So you want us to go ahead and forward this to the agenda?
yeah. Can you? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm
if
in
you need to
agreement
keep
to
those,
send-
I have copies. So
Locked and loaded to the.
do you want to keep those for the board? Is that?
I'll give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just then we'll
Yeah.
put it in their packets.
Just there.
So if you're in agreement, let's go with the lower one, locked and loaded, and we'll send that one to the agenda for the council to vote.
I've got them. That's why I made copies. I forgot.
You
other
don't
copies.
have any preference on which place, do you?
No.
Six one, half dozen the other.
Yes.
They're
Whatever.
both, they're good, both good people.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah. So
that's
let me know what you think.
Both very competitive.
Oh yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're both real
Loaded, so-
competitive. One of them donated a pistol for the Taylorville Emergency Response Team. So
Which one was that?
Powder Keg.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so they and actually Locked and Loaded donated some mugs. So they've
They
both
both
been
did,
super
they
great.
treat law
And the
enforcement
Bullet
good.
Trap is in Macon County. They've been really good to us as well recently as well. So
Will one of the two of them get the stuff in quicker?
not that I know of.
We'll
Yeah, I
just
haven't
go
really.
with
Let's go lock and loaded.
Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
the lock and loaded one. We'll just put it on with Lock and Loaded's bid, then we'll just put that
Yeah,
on
and then we'll vote on that at council.
there.
Okay, the squad, just wanted to bring you guys up to speed if that's gonna go on the agenda. So, talked to Officer Zeitler, he's more than willing to take off the decals, take out the cage. That's something we're gonna look at if the board's okay, if somebody else could use it. I don't know if there's another agency that would use that old cage, cause we have to pull the cage out, which is where we put the prisoners in the back.
Yeah.
And then we have to pull the lights off, the decals, and then like the computer, things like that. So he said he can do all of that. We might have a minimal charge for plugs. There'd be 4 holes in the roof that we would need these little plugs to
Plugs
put in.
for it, yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those.
we could, if we take bids, if we want to do that, we could leave it up to that person too. So it's whatever the board decides. But
So,
it's how quick.
Well, what it is, so let's talk to Phil, Gary, and Selena,
Yeah.
and we are going to sell the old squad car.
Oh, okay.
It's the old brown and white, black and white one. We approved it at streets, at police, and then, you know, if you guys are okay with it, then we go to council and give the okay. And then the plan is that then we will sell, you know, open it up for bids
Yes.
in February, and then in March, we'll open it up at council. And the person with the biggest amount will win. vehicle. So you should also. Do you think you should set a time? You know, if somebody wants to come out there and start it up, or just do it like, hey, it's as is. You don't come and see it, or I mean, you want to move it to like the police department if somebody wants to drive by. And look at
we've
it?
had to jump it. So
Yeah.
one of the issues we have is it's drawing from the laptop that's in there.
Yeah.
So if you don't use it, it draws.
Yeah.
It's an 06, so we've had to jump it to get it going. Once if you think we should start pulling the stuff out, we can pull the stuff out and then have them look at it. Whatever you guys think. We just wanted to move
Yeah.
as quickly as you want, as slow as you want
The plan
to.
is to start selling, putting bids out. And,
Yeah, so
First of
it's up to
February.
the board. I just wanted to bring it
Yeah.
up
No,
so
I-
we can
yeah.
move. Yeah.
So you start stripping it.
Okay.
If you guys aren't using it,
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
you guys good
fine
with
with
that?
that, yeah.
Yeah. We can get it ready. So.
Yeah.
And if the board wants, I can always send it out. Hey, we have a squad. Are there any agencies that want to? So it's either one or the other. I mean, we can do whatever you think.
Oh, I
My
agree.
concern is that since it's so old and it's already
Yeah, I don't
been
think
used so
any
long.
agency would want it. I mean, I wouldn't even say we
Yeah,
would
they're
want it.
trying
Yeah.
They're trying
yeah.
to get new ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
okay.
would.
No worries.
I just sell it to an individual.
Okay. Another thing, this was brought to my attention just late last week. Digiticket is a digital e-ticket system. So this was brought up to me by the Christian County board member. Christian County is going to consider using COVID funds for the American Recovery Act funds to purchase this system. They think it's around 6 figures. They will purchase the system, pay for the installation. What it is, it's instead of us writing a ticket by hand, we scan the driver's license and it goes in. The state police is doing it now. Springfield, Decatur, Champaign. I actually don't know about Champaign. It's how it's going to go eventually in the future. The courts, it will automatically upload the ticket to the circuit clerk, so they have it immediately. They don't have to decipher our handwriting, decipher, different things like that. The good thing is the county's going to vote, I think, on the 15th when they have the board meeting if they're going to proceed. I told them we're very interested. The cost would be for us in the future would be printer paper and ink. I don't know how often we fill those. I worked in Champaign and we had printers for crashes, and I never remember putting printer ink in there. The paper is just, it's kind of like
very thin.
It's like a thermal.
It's a thermal paper. Yeah, you just feed it through
I'm not
there.
even sure if you pay for ink with those because I think it is thermal paper.
Yeah, it's thermal paper, so I don't know if there's any.
There's no ink.
Yeah. So
If they do the thermal paper.
the positive, it's safety thing. We can print, we can scan the driver's license in quicker. It goes right to the courthouse. They eventually want to go that way anyway. Here's another thing they brought up, and I talked to Janet a little bit. I forgot to talk to Angel, but so we're not the only one. We're probably along the same lines as everybody in Christian County. We get ticket money or citation money that's labeled e-citation fund. That's supposed to be put in a separate account line for this because they've been preparing for this for years, but they hadn't really put that information out. I don't know. I'm not asking that we go back and look, but maybe for the future, because what it would be, they would pay the first year fee, and then second year would start. It's around $350 per car, which is $700 a year. The more agencies jump on board. We know Pana, the sheriff's office, and Taylorville are all on board right now. I've talked to several of the other chiefs; they're interested as well. Especially since if they go this route and we don't, and then in 5 years they say you have to, and then we have to fork over all these licensing fees, it could be a lot more. The citation revenue we brought in was around $9,700 last year, so a $700
Oh yeah.
we could do.
You can.
The positive is you can, as fast as you can click more citations quicker than,
Yeah.
it's not something we would want to do. I'm not saying that. But you have somebody that's done multiple, fleeing and all this. The officer's spending that time to write every single ticket, whereas this will populate it and you can hit
I've
it
been
with
there,
a
done
bunch.
that. Yeah, that'll be.
It's you write 2 or 3, your hand cramps,
Oh my gosh.
So and in a major crime there would be more than one, but
Right.
it's just something I want the board to consider. We don't have all the figures yet. because the county board still has to vote, but if you guys could bring it to the board. I
bring it on
think
the
it's a no-brainer,
Just approve.
but it's whatever you guys think, so.
Yeah.
The other thing,
Brian, I got a question
yes,
about
yeah,
that.
please.
Can you do ordinances with that too?
Yeah,
Or no?
I'm not sure. I filled out the response to the company, and we haven't heard back. We're still waiting on
That's all good.
the clerk, but
We'll
it
talk about
does.
it, please, sometime.
Yeah, it does say ordinance violation, warnings, things like that. I still like our ordinance personally for us,
Mhm.
so I don't know how that would go through the system, and then because
Because then the
our
county's
courthouse,
handling our money.
yeah, our court,
Yeah.
our court, we handle them from our own right now.
Yes.
Right.
We can write ordinance violations and send them to court there, but then I don't know how that works through the system.
Yeah, I don't either.
So we can bring that back up in police if you want.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's see, one, two. A positive. Walmart gave me a $2,250 check last week from Lincoln, the Lincoln Walmart. So that's a huge one. I need to get with Angel and see where we're putting that money, that donation money, just because that's earmarked. That was something we probably need to use in the fiscal year. We can use some of the funds to purchase those pistols, so they will come out of the general fund. So that's something as well. I just want to make sure that that money is not just going into general because it's above and beyond what we already have budgeted for equipment. Does that kind of make sense?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It
does.
should go to the police line.
Yeah.
Can you put any of it in that e-ticket line? Just kind of prepay for the.
Probably not, because it's a donation.
Okay. So that money can only come from
Line
tickets,
items.
basically.
Yeah, line item. And it's eventually going to fund itself because they're putting those in there. So that's something, I don't know how, the clerk thought we should have a separate line item for those for the e-ticket, the digit ticket. So I don't know how we do that. I don't know.
In the
It's-
budget, yeah, as a revenue item.
Yeah, because I see some of those checks come in and we didn't know what they were. You know, it says eat and it's minimal, right? We don't see a lot of that. But with that being said, I think, and if we figure out, I guess I don't want to put you on the spot, Angel, because I forgot to get a hold of you. But that money coming in for donation, do we have that separate, earmarked for separate?
No, I think it's
Okay.
just going into your general
Okay, because I
police
should.
funds.
Okay, because that's probably something we cannot put in general. I would think.
We can set up our own
don't
account
know.
for donations. We did that with the Van Sickle money.
Are we able to do that? Because we should have around $8,900 in there.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, Janet seems to think it should be set up already.
Is it set up already?
Well, would it be in that?
Like a general police fund donation line.
There is a donation, yes.
Is there?
There is. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
There we go.
I know before it didn't ever show on our budget, so we
Yes,
had
it
to
did.
keep track of that
Mhm.
separate, and I've been doing
You're
that.
right.
I just probably need to get with you. So and we'll go over this in police. I just wanted to bring that up, but obviously there's several things that we can use equipment-wise that we can't run through. Not that we can't run through the general budget, but we don't have that. We don't have $8,900 extra on a line
Yeah.
item to buy things that we're needing to use. And some of the equipment we're starting to get into with the emergency response team is expensive.
Right.
Plate carriers and vests and different things like that. So,
Right.
because a couple things we need would be better lights for our rifles, for our patrol rifles. And one of the bills we had was like a $70 bill to repair it recently. So, but that's it. I know I threw a lot at you, but I just wanted to bring those up.
So as far as stuff that you want to see on the agenda, Brian, just the purchase of the pistols.
Yeah.
The digiticket, is there a number or figure?
There's not a number yet.
Okay,
no,
so we'll
but
just put that. We'll talk about it in police and.
yeah,
bring
we
it back
meet
up.
on the 8th, and then they vote on the 15th. So it's something. I've told them we're very interested to move forward and get me as much as you can.
Well, we
If
can
it's
put it on the agenda in
$700, we
February,
can-
just state that we are interested,
Yeah,
and then we'll worry about any price in March.
yeah,
Start it that way.
Good.
yeah. And the squad if it needs to be on there, but that should be it, I think. So, yeah.
Get with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I
You and
will.
can
Yeah.
Sit down
I'll
and
get with you.
talk and look
Yeah.
and see where
it's at, yeah.
Definitely.
Because it's not anything hidden. It just has to be separate because typically they want you to use that dope. Like I know Ameren gave us $1,200 for, and I usually seek grants for emergency equipment, AEDs, things like that, things that we can't generally purchase. I mean, what we would do with our general budget if I need something, a large ticket item, then we plan for it and say, hey, this year like X amount we're going to buy this. So this all is above and beyond, and I don't know what they gave us this year. Just with all the grants in 21, we raised $4,850. So it's been they've been pretty good to us all through, and this is everybody from Walmart to Sam's to Ameren. Enbridge is a pipeline company. St. Mary's donated defibrillators for us one year, so we have 2 defibrillators, one in each squad car, and wherever we can find it, we're looking. So
It's awesome.
Yeah, we're trying.
Applying
So,
for all those and getting
yeah.
all those, it's really cool.
it's there. You just have to ask.
Yeah.
It's there. It really is. So,
Thank you very much.
but thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Any other public comments or?
Well, Tom, so I'll kind of tell you why Tom is here. So 1905 had come to me inquiring about doing a temporary license for when they hold events like on a Sunday prior to the 1 o'clock serving time. And coincidentally, then I was talking to Tom, and he has mentioned about wanting, opening up on Sundays and serving like mimosas, Bloody Marys at 9 o'clock. So then I just kind of thought, well, it'd just be a lot easier just changing our ordinance serving time from 1 o'clock to 9 a.m. So I invited Tom to come. I did, and for clarity, I did speak to every bar owner, Bar and Freedom and Casey's. Nobody had a problem with it. And I said, it's purely your choice if you want to serve it, at 9 a.m. So, Tom,
Derek,
you wanna
I have a
talk?
question
Okay.
about that because Renee had asked us quite a while back if they could serve alcohol earlier
Mhm.
on Sundays. And when I spoke with you about it, you said that we weren't the ones who made that decision. We weren't allowed to change that.
We
So
are allowed to change
we are
that.
allowed
We
to?
are allowed. It is our ordinance. Yes, it's purely
Okay.
our decision. Yes.
We were
Okay.
told no.
Mm-hmm.
But we
It
were.
may have been by the last administration, perhaps.
They were told no, that they.
How long ago?
I don't know.
Well, it's
It's
water under
probably
the bridge. We're
been
doing
years.
water
I
under the
mean,
bridge.
Yeah, it's
We're-
water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're moving forward.
There's also some things said to another liquor establishment that
Right.
was wrong.
Yes.
So we're done
Address that, yeah.
with that.
Yeah, moving forward,
So,
we can do that.
So, Tom, you got anything you want to add or anything, or?
No, like just other than if anyone was wondering why so early, start Sunday brunch and just be able to catch the different churches getting out at different times. And I know the Catholic Church, I think it's out at what 8:30.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be ready to be open any earlier than 9, but that was kind of to work it that way to catch them. And if we started serving at say 10 or 11, I'm already open. Then
Yes,
I
So
think nine's
with-
really reasonable.
I do. I mean, it's your own choice. So, yeah. All right. Well, so then we'll send that onto the agenda for
Council.
council. Thank you.
See ya.
Any other public stuff?
I have
Bye, Renee, thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
just
for
had
that, Renee.
someone call me earlier this evening, and this is not the first person that has said this to me.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
They have took offense to people walking dogs in the cemetery and letting dogs go to the bathroom on graves. I have seen this for years, and I have not liked it for years, and I have brought it up to different people. It is disrespectful. And I know there are people who take their dogs out there to walk in the cemetery. You know, there is a road that goes all the way down to the sewer pond. Walk your dog down there. Go up here on the hill and walk your dog. But don't take your dog to the cemetery to go on people's graves. It's not right. And I had this guy call me, his wife seen it. She's got family buried out there, and they were livid. And this is not the first time I've been approached about this.
Brian, do we have something on the books for that? I'm not.
I don't know.
It's
You'd have to
murky
look.
'cause it's
I know-
private.
Yeah,
I mean, the church. I mean, they
think
would
we
have
do-
to put something out there.
Yeah, we would.
I mean, if they were defecating on our property, then we can because it's government property.
Yeah,
This
we can
is.
city,
But that's
but
private property.
I know.
that's We've not addressed that with anybody there yet. No.
We'll have to, we'll have to
But
look
we
and
haven't
see what
called
other
anybody
cities
either. We
do
know-
as far as that's concerned. I don't know. Maybe you could ask around. See
well,
what other cities do, or
I
if
know
they
of-
can do anything.
So if it's private property though, doesn't the dog cleanup ordinances generally, like if your dog goes in somebody's yard and you don't clean it up, I know at least in Decatur, you can still get fined even though it's private property.
Right. Or a dog off leash.
Yeah.
I mean, there
So-
may be something in
yeah.
our ordinance that would fit into that. We'll have
Yeah,
to look at that.
We'll look. Yeah, we'll definitely look into
Because
that.
that is.
Because
that
I
does-
knew
that sounds
I knew
awful.
a
It
few
is on-
years
I've seen it.
when Bond was going, they were going on Bond properties. So we
Yes.
had to- and the little kids had to worry about stepping in it because I stepped in it when I was doing
I'm
crossing.
not
guard.
sure.
And
Just
I'm like,
because
this
it's
ain't
private,
gonna
there's
happen.
not something we could do about it. I mean, we
Yeah.
So how did you avoid that then?
We proactively patrolled there and made sure they knew we were watching, and
Okay.
it's probably moved to the cemetery. Honestly, I don't know if that's the case, but we just stepped up patrols when we
Yeah.
were told
There's a
somebody's
lot of
walking
people
their
taking
dog.
dogs out there on crap though. I've seen it
Yeah.
myself.
Jeez,
It's
Louise.
awful.
Yeah.
It
I
is
remember
bad.
sitting out there when I was walking during the COVID stuff. I cut through that part.
Yeah.
And there was people in there every day.
Yeah.
Good
So we need to look at our ordinances about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
with animals, basically.
It's
trying
an
to
animal
under
control
animal-
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the fact that it's private. I think the ordinance applies no matter if it's public or private.
No, I
I'm
can
pretty
see your
sure,
point. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it
It
does.
does. Yeah.
Can you look into that and let's bring that up at police?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
then we can drill down and see
Yeah.
what we can do about that. And then we'll bring it up, that'll be something maybe we can talk about at the next council. Cause I don't wanna be unprepared for this next council for it, but I think that'd be definitely something we could move forward
We could
with
always
to
add
talk about.
language too. That we could change.
Yeah,
ordinance
you
to add
can.
language.
If we have to change
Yeah.
language, whatever, I mean, that's just awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that up, Susie.
You're welcome.
Anybody in the committee have anything new or anything they want to talk about or go over?
You want to start with? I've got some things. We'll just start out. We got some things from Parks that we're going to have to approve, and I'll show you guys all of this. We're going to approve it on the agenda, put it on the agenda for Hutchins Excavating for $7,500, approving them to do concrete work. And then also Fisher Spreader Sales for the Assumption City Park sign, $5,278.74. Did that taken care of?
What did we end up officially naming the park? Somebody asked. They asked at the.
It was
the
Assumption Community Park.
Okay, so that is what we went with.
Yes.
They asked at the meeting the other night, and I wasn't 100% certain.
I also wanted to let you know about. I did talk to this is brought up at police. I did talk to Roger Butts about Candy's house, and he mentioned with Christmas and some of the family has gotten COVID, and then also some of the kids are still taking stuff out of there. He did assure me it will be torn down. He asked that I work with him. I said I will work with him, but I said I'm not going to give you a year to do it. He does know that that there's $20,000 out of his policy, and it kind of sounded like from talking to him that they haven't gotten anything from State Farm yet, but he did assure me it's going to come down.
What is it?
The house.
The Candy's
Oh.
house, Candy Butts'
The
house.
house that burned.
Gotcha.
So I said that's fine. He was wonderful, to talk to on it, and that's it. Unless you want to go through a little bit on the agenda for some things we've got.
I have a few things.
Yeah, we'll have you go, and then we'll go through this last. So there you go.
Okay, so talking with Adam, our accountant, I feel that I know he's raising his prices 3 to 5%, originally 3 to 5%. But I feel that we should keep Adam, with me being new and still on a learning curve, because he taught me a lot more than what Christy was teaching me.
Okay.
And there were some things that was taught wrong, there were some things that had to be cleaned up, and he was wonderful. Very nice guy, he did really, good with me. He doesn't have a lot of time to spend because he is so busy, and with them losing some employees, which I understand, but I do, for time being, I do think that we should accept his proposal of the raise for now until at least I'm a little bit
Yeah.
more
We look at
familiar
it
with what's
next
going
year,
on.
yeah.
Because he was godsend, and I mean, if we bring somebody else in here that's new and I'm new, it's
They
hard
might-
telling what
they
the
might not know
accounts
your
might,
system,
right,
yeah.
it's hard telling what the accounts may look like. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
you know,
raising it
because.
how much?
Well, if you want, if you want to pass that around, it's.
think
He was
we- I
supposed
think
to
we
mail
all
us a
Oh,
got it.
yeah. I think
proposal.
everybody
I think we all
did you
got
get
it.
one of
Oh,
those?
did you? Okay, I didn't know if you did or not.
So anyway,
Oh, okay,
I
you
would,
did,
I would
yeah.
like to keep Adam,
We have it.
for the time being,
Yeah.
because I think he's done a great job. And it was the first time I met Adam, I think I've met with him twice now, and he's done a really,
Yes.
Can you go ahead and let everybody know how much he's raising his fees by?
let's
Just
see.
so everybody knows.
Last year, his audit fee this year will be $11,925 plus the GATA fee. And last year the audit fee was $10,460 plus the GATA fee. So
So roughly 1,000.
1,500.
Like 1,500, somewhere around there.
roughly, yeah, 14
Okay.
something. Yep. So, I mean, I don't feel like that's a lot. And I think if we go out and start searching, you may not find a lot of the accounting people that do government work. Because not everybody will take on government work.
Okay.
Had that issue with an attorney. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, I think that's going to be. I mean, I've talked to a couple of people, accounting people that I've known for years, and they didn't want to touch it. So, I did kind of reach out to two people.
Having a business raise some of their costs right now is really, quite frankly, expected. I mean, everything
Right.
is going up everywhere across the board, so
Right.
that's totally reasonable.
When do we have to have a decision on this by?
We have to vote on it at the council.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'd be on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah, so we told him we'd let him know
Uh-huh.
That's
in
fine.
February, what the council has decided on.
Perfect.
Yep.
And then I have another thing. Casey's is about
Yeah.
ready to drive me insane. I have called them and talked to them probably 3 to 5 times a month since I've been on the board trying to get our bills straightened out. They're giving us all kinds of late charges. We mailed their check on January the 6th, and as of today, they still have not received their checks. So we're gonna have some more late fees, and there's nothing they can do about it. They will not take them off. Last month when we got the late fees, they said that they would give us a 15% per gallon for 2 months, for the next 2 months credit on our account for the late fees. That's all they could do. But we're gonna have more late fees.
So, kind of what I
I've
told her is that we
changed
can stop getting our gas from Casey's. They all have credit cards. They go to Freedom.
I changed my
That's
due date.
exactly what I
I
said.
mean-
That's
I was just getting
Uh-huh.
ready to say. I was
just
like,
quit going to
I
Casey's.
That was
have
exactly what I was
hours with
Yeah.
Casey's.
This freedom, can we talk to Andy?
No, I
Andrea
did talk
see
to
if-
Andrea. Now, this was a couple years ago because it seemed like there was a Casey's issue, and she mentioned that they did not do fleet cards.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at, they all have credit cards
Yeah, they all have
They-
their.
they all have their own
personal-
credit card, so they could
or-
use that
or not personal.
for the fuel.
Does PJ have one?
No, PGA does not.
Oh, he does.
No.
But we can get
we
we
can-
can get him one.
Yeah, because the Casey's cards are just for Casey's fuel, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, and
Is
you
it-
never know if they're going to shut us off or not because they sent us a note.
But
Yeah,
we-
they've called us.
We've
Oh,
Tuesday
it
been
is
night.
a
we've been
rush.
in before and the cards won't work and we're like, whoa, this is the only place open. So
My only
if we
concern is, go ahead.
no, that's fine. If we all have cards, we can use them if you
Yeah.
guys are okay
Yeah.
with that.
And if you're out, out of town and need gas and they don't have a Casey's or Casey's is
Mhm.
not
We've
open
had to
for
do
some
that.
reason, you can use the regular card.
Yeah.
It won't just be a Freedom card.
Right.
It'll be.
You're gonna be dealing with a lot of receipts though, because we're gonna have to see what
You
they
are
purchased.
right. I mean, there will be a
Yeah,
lot of
because we'll
receipts.
need
We're gonna
to
have
get
to
a
see what they
receipt,
purchased.
right?
Right. I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
You guys, it's totally up to you
I'm
guys.
fine
I'm
with
just telling you
that,
guys.
but I do
Yeah.
want receipts because you're not gonna be. It's
Oh,
not like a
right,
fleet
right,
thing like this.
right.
No, I agree. So
But-
everybody will have to be known to.
I don't know what more to do. I've changed the due date. I've changed.
Yeah, we've tried.
That's a
I
problem.
have tried and I've tried, and
Yeah.
they said, well, you can call in and do your payment, which I know we like to have checks, or another
Yeah,
option
like
is I
do
can
it
try to do it
online. Yeah.
online.
No.
But I know that you guys like to see, and it'll be probably paid maybe before our meetings.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just what I'm running into. I've tried to get it to where I didn't have to pay it before meetings so you guys could
Yeah, I'd say go
approve it.
Good
I
for
mean,
you. Yeah.
it's been a mess. It's, I'm
Yes.
literally at my
The
wits
school
end with them.
gets- the
And I
school
told the
has
lady
cards
today on the
for
phone, I
freedom.
said,
That's
I
ridiculous.
don't know,
do.
what do you want me to do? What else you want me to
Well,
do?
I'll call
It's almost
Andrea
3
after.
weeks since I mailed it and made a
Yeah,
decision.
call Andrea, talk to
I
her.
will, and see if anything's changed. I will.
Well,
I
if
thought
they're
at one
used-
time they did have fleet cards, cause I thought the fire department had them.
If
And
they
the
do fleet cards,
ambulance.
I'd prefer
Yeah, no,
that.
no, I agree with you 100%. No,
That'll
I'll
make
call,
it easier for her.
I will call Andrea.
I mean, I'm not opposed to receipts as long as you know, they're just gonna have to keep the receipts and give them to me.
Right.
And I don't wanna
Yeah.
be the Nazi of every month having to hound somebody for receipts.
Right.
I mean, they're gonna have to be
Babysit them.
responsible to turn them in, and I don't have to constantly,
Yeah.
That's just added work for you.
right.
Right.
But
The
this
fleet-
here, I don't know what to do, guys. I mean,
have that.
you
Talk to
probably
Andrew
call and
and
ask
see
me
if
how many
he-
times I've talked to
Somebody,
them.
everybody knows Andrew.
I'm at my wits'
Yeah.
end with them.
Yeah.
No, I'll
Somebody
probably
can.
reach out to her this evening.
You'll do it, okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll take. Yep. See
Thanks,
what,
Mayor.
I'll let y'all know.
So,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So moving forward, next month, when you guys see the Casey's bill, it's gonna be quite a bit. Because I didn't pay late charges on the last one anyway, cause I was trying to get them off.
Right.
So,
Well,
it's
thanks for
gonna,
your work on that.
it's gonna be
Sorry.
quite a bit of trying, so,
It's ridiculous.
yeah. It's been almost 3 weeks and they still haven't received their check as of today at 3 o'clock.
I don't know why this is just now happening. 'Cause we've
I
been
don't
with
know.
Casey's
That's
for a
what
long-
Janet was saying. I don't know.
I'm gonna go back and look and just see how
I
many times
think
they've
that
paid.
I've seen late charges on there before this.
Yeah,
Like before she was ever treasurer.
We've been with Casey's for a long time.
And I was wondering
Yeah.
why we're getting
Why
late
would
charges.
this
I've asked the
happen now?
question before.
Yeah.
6 years. Yeah.
Why are we getting late charges?
yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm
I've
thinking is
always
it was
used
just
Casey's
paid when
I've been here
she,
6. Yeah.
as soon as she got, I don't know. I don't know. I was just always told not to pay anything.
But it sounds like it's a processing deal instead of,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
because we're
Just
sending
they're-
our stuff all
well,
the
they tell
time.
me the mail's just so slow now that they're not getting mail. But
Well,
I
they
don't